when they say neck hug, the Southern people, I guess this is like a thing. Neck hug is what I think of.
Thank y'all so much.
This is a neck hug.
Thank you, baby.
There you go. I told you. It's a Southern thing. Them good old boys. The Southern, the country boys, they come from the back. And they, they kind of put your arm around you. It's like a more affectionate way of hugging. They put you, see? Come around like that. And it's just like a close way of like, I love you, man. Love you, bro. And you cannot give a kiss on the neck and like kind of like the cheek and like close to the ear area. Yeah, like a mafia thing. Yeah. What is up, it's Mel, and we got to talk about quite a few things with this whole GoFundMe situation that happened earlier. I'm going to play that clip, as well as the Buster, the alleged middle finger situation, which somebody else is claiming that it's not even true, that didn't happen, that it was another reason. Contraband, we'll talk about that, as well as this whole Southern hug. What do they call it? Neck hug. We're going to get into some of that video clip and footage, the explanation behind that. And before we do that, make sure you check out the channel sponsored data seal service that I use to protect myself from these crazy people online that are constantly hunting me down. Protect your information, your address, your phone number, your family, everything with this service. Use the link down below to save 5% off and check out the free scan. Your information is being sold by data brokers all the time. It's easy for anybody to look up your information using people search websites. They can find your home address, date of birth, email address, phone number. Dataseal.io is the data removal and monitoring service I trust to remove my information from the internet. Click the link below and use the code 5OFFALL to save 5% off your Dataseal subscription. But it looked like Buster's in the same spot, or is he a little bit further back?
Okay, yes, sir.
No, he's further back, I think. I think he is a little bit further back. No, or is that the same spot?
This is something new that has come up, Your Honor.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sure Your Honor recalls the testimony of Shelley Smith this Monday. And her testimony was, let's say, somewhat malleable. We've discovered late last night that a GoFundMe page was set up for Ms. Smith, soliciting donations until the wording was changed during the testimony of the last witness. It read that my mother was caretaker for Alec Murdaugh's mom. She recently had to testify against him, and goes on to say, I want to reward her for her bravery and honesty. The very first donation made on this GoFundMe page, which was made shortly after it first went up.
What did I tell you guys?
What did I tell you? Was made by attorney Mark Tinsley, who paid her $1,000.
What did I tell you guys?
Following the description of this in consideration of her testimony. And Your Honor, I have, if you want, printouts of the screenshot showing that. Shortly after Mark Tinsley's name actually appeared as the donor for $1,000, he removed his name and it now appears as anonymous. But I'm told the Attorney General has confirmed with Mr. Tinsley that he admits he did make this payment to the witness in the middle of trial, who is still under subpoena.
Remember, they were saying, yo, Iked Mel, start a GoFundMe.
Your Honor, and therefore,
remember?
The defense would move to exclude his testimony.
Ooh, they don't want Tinsley back.
Your Honor, the legal standard here is difficult to find. I cannot
bring Tinsley though. Come on, man.
Find a single case in which a prosecutor has tries to put to the jury a lawyer who has already testified he has a direct financial interest in the outcome of this case, who is also making monetary payments to prosecution witnesses during the trial. Your Honor, I believe that this is a question of first impression.
There's Tinsley. Tinsley.
Because it's a question of, I understand that the facts here in this case are disturbing, but because it's a question of first impression, I would respectfully urge the court to keep in mind the aphorism that bad facts make bad law. A prosecutor, to my knowledge, to Westlaw's knowledge, has never before done this.
What's improper about what he did?
Let's go,
About what Mr. Tinsley did?
Yes.
He made a financial payment to a witness in the middle of a trial that he has a financial interest in the outcome of. He has testified. Who is under subpoena. She's still under subpoena. He made a $1,000 payment as a reward for her honesty, testifying in a matter that he has testified that he has a direct financial interest in.
Well, that would be good fodder for cross-examination.
Well, Your Honor, I respect the court's ruling.
I'm not going to strike his testimony. It may be good fodder for cross-examination.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yes.
One other issue, given the testimony in the in-camera proceedings, we would ask that he be precluded from offering testimony about focus groups on the verdict for the beach matter, speculation about fixing a jury in Hampton County. These matters don't go to the motive purpose that his testimony is being offered for, and would be prejudicial.
I'm loath to attempt to screen testimony in advance. Lawyers ask questions.
Again, how many times we're going to screen this shit? Come on.
Judges rule. So you've sounded a warning to the state that you object to that testimony, and such a question is asked and an objection is made, then I will rule on the objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is interesting, man. This is really interesting, and this is, I could tell, like, you can look at Buster, you can tell he's a little obnoxious brat. You know what I'm saying? You could look at that guy, he's a little obnoxious, little spoiled brat. You know what I'm saying? Something about the way he was walking in today. There was something about the way he was walking in today, too, all like smiling for the first time ever. Little snobby brat. I mean, they never got beat. Not that I'm not into corporal punishment at all, but snobby, spoiled brat kid. Always had his way, never been told no. Buster always gets his way. You snobby prick. So, check this out. And Renee sent this to me. Okay, breaking news. Murdaugh family warned they will be thrown out of the courtroom for inappropriate behavior. They have now been moved from the front row behind Alex Murdaugh to the back row. And I feel like I haven't seen that little snobby kid in the front anymore. Sources say improper communication and passing notes from family to defendant have taken place. Additionally, an obscene gesture, middle finger from the son, Buster Murdaugh, to testifying witness Mark Tinsley, that guy that pulled out the document and was snapping on their asses. Apparently, Buster didn't like that and gave him the finger. When asked to move to the back of the courtroom by security, Buster is reported to have kicked over a water bottle. Alex Murdaugh's sister, Lynn Goet, allegedly passed a note to Alex's lawyer to pass to Alex. Brothers Randy and John Marvin have not been an issue. Next step for offending Murdaugh family members is to be removed from the courtroom for the remainder of the trial. Ugh. Snobby. And just some more comments on this person, Steve Norris's post, where somebody had said here, so Buster is testifying on behalf of the defense, on behalf of his father, and somebody asked here, was it in front of the jury? But when Mark Tinsley first testified the first time, it was in camera. And so Steve Norris here said, some yes, but the middle finger from Buster happened when attorney Mark Tinsley was testifying in camera, meaning when the jury wasn't in the room. And so, I don't know, Ashley from fourth grade, actually, was this really during Mark Tinsley's testimony? I don't know if this is the finger they were talking about or was it something else? I don't know, bro. But check out this other part. So Sarah sent me this, and this is by Avery Wilkes, and it says, source on Murdaugh's defense team tells me that the Murdaugh family was moved away from the defendant because Buster brought in a John Grisham novel to court yesterday morning, handed it to a paralegal, and the paralegal gave it to Murdaugh. Colleton County deputies called it contraband. My thing is, was he really just giving a book? Was there anything in that book? Was there any kind of notes? But supposedly that's the supposed actual reason why, I guess. It says here, I asked about rumors that Buster had been caught throwing the middle finger at Mark Tinsley, or that Murdaugh had been drug tested over suspicion someone gave him drugs. No, I was told. The defense is upset about this. It's why Buster was asked to stand so Chris Wilson could identify him as being still in the courtroom. Ooh. Oh, to remind the jury that the family was still there. So I guess there's rumors flying around. I was wondering why it's who they asked to identify him. And I guess that's a move by the defense team to be like, hey, he's still here. He's still down. This GoFundMe situation, we got to talk about it. The defense brought up about Tinsley. GoFundMe launched for Alex Murdaugh, trial witness for bravery of testifying. Now, what I had seen in her is that I think her kids actually started this. for her bravery. And this woman she seemed pretty shook up and kind of like teary and emotional, maybe even afraid. Hi, my name is Rochelle. I'm starting this for my mother, Michelle Smith. We just want to show how proud we are of her for bravery. These are her children doing this for her. She had no idea about this. Now, this guy, which, I think he should have waited till after because it could have been a problem. The defense will bring it up, but honestly, it's could be kind of twofold because now this GoFundMe is getting a lot of attention. The last I checked, when I first saw it initially, I think it was like at 6,000. Now it's doubling up. It's at 12K. I think tomorrow when they bring this back up again, it's probably going to reach 20K easily. So and I don't know. It's nice that she's getting the help. And so Michelle gave an emotional testimony describing how Mr. Murdaugh showed up at his parents' house for a brief 20-minute visit on June 7, 2021, but later asked her to tell authorities that he had been there for double the length in time. And so a GoFundMe campaign has been launched to raise money for Alex Murdaugh's mother's caregiver for her bravery in testifying at his murder trial. She gave an emotional testimony. We saw all this already. And the whole big thing with that is the whole alibi, allegedly, that he wanted her to give, I guess, revealing that he lied about how long he was at his mother's house. Breaking down in tears, she described how a fidgety, which that whole fidgety thing came into question by the defense, what I remember, and they were saying that he was normally kind of like that. It wasn't any different from any other time. And she said that he asked her to double the time. In the aftermath of the killings, he then offered to help Miss Smith both financially and with her other job and brought a mystery blue item to leave at his parents' home, she told the jurors, which is a whole big thing, contention, the tarp or the jacket. Now Miss Smith's daughter, which, by the way, she had also mentioned in that testimony that supposedly out of nowhere, he's like, I can help you out with your wedding too. And he had never offered her that before. It says now Miss Smith's daughter, Rochelle, had launched a GoFundMe to reward her bravery. It says here, rewarded for her bravery. It was one of the hardest things she's had to do. As you all know, my mother was a caretaker for Alex Murdaugh's mom. She recently had to testify against him, and it had brought much heartache and stress to her, which you could tell clearly. My mother is the most caring, giving, and selfless person ever. She would give the shirt off her back if she could, Miss Buckner writes on the page. Since knowing she would have to testify, she had gone through so much with the what ifs, should I, and the I have to. I want to reward her for her bravery and her honesty, as it was one of the hardest things she had to do. We want to show her that she is not alone and we stand behind her 100%. I will put the links down to the GoFundMe below. And as far as this Southern hug, this neck hug that Southerners do, I really can't find much besides it's an affectionate way of hugging. And, obviously it's not gender specific. It's usually you see here on the page, Southern neck hug, male and female, but of course it can apply, I'm sure, for males. And if a guy hugs you from behind when you're alone in a room and put his chin on your shoulder, what does it mean? I would say he's deeply attracted to you. I mean, it could just be friends, guys, coming from the back. I don't have any guys that do that to me, but like maybe coming from the back and just, hey, bro, like I love you, like an affectionate Southern like hug from the back, ha ha ha, like kind of like playing around, pressing. I'm not sure. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Go to the live stream right now that's set for tomorrow. Hit the like button, notify yourself for tomorrow, schedule, whatever. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow, it's going to start with Tinsley, still with the prosecution, which is going to drag for probably another hour or so in the morning. But then once we get to the defense, I'm thinking it's going to get hot, caliente. So please, if you support and love me, check out the channel. Click the link of Data Seal. Check them out. Free scan if you're interested. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Peace. Bloop, bloop.